Yes, good evening. Welcome. This is Farm Drive, and my name is Yoshe Mogwa. And this is a beautiful day. Welcome from the weekend, and I hope you are doing very, very, very fine and you're ready for one full week of beautiful and amazing time to learn at Farm Drive. And today, as I'm joined by Michael.
The favorite, huh? The favorite of all, the best among the best. The African Lioness, aka Boss Queen, right here at Farm Drive. Welcome, join us through the conversation, and make sure you grab two things, three, or maybe the whole of the conversation. Get to learn, get to, be educated, get the knowledge, and make sure you apply it somewhere else. Tell a friend to tell a friend that a farmers media is the place to be.
Yes.
Have you been?
I have been fine.
How's your weekend?
Just from the weekend, it was fun. Visiting some farms here and there, and visiting some friends, of course.
You mentioned visiting some farms.
Yes.
Where?
I went to a friend of mine who lives in Kiambu. I don't know exactly which sub-county it was. I think I've forgotten. But they do a lot of mixed farming. They plant maize, they plant in a small portion of land.
Okay.
So they were thinking of, some of the best practices they will adopt, even in a small piece of land, to optimize their profits and not to plant for their own subsistence use, but for selling.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool. Mashire hivi. Let's see, like that type of, Leo Nico out.
Tag me sometimes.
No, the director should, because I'm sure she has ideas of how to go about it.
Every
Next time, make sure you tag down.
Yes, make sure you tag me because every Monday she just sits here.
Nah, you back.
Please tag me. And I think it's fun when we're engaging with farmers and to learn that they actually watch, they listen, they learn. It's a nice experience.
What did you learn most from the visit?
Yes, I learned that there's a lot of information that needs to be relayed to the farmers. At times we think people have the information, but a chunk and a percentage of them don't have the information, and they are willing to run their enterprises or their farms as an enterprise for profit making. They are so willing. In fact, they are like, which seed do I plant? What kind of farming can I adopt? You see, all those questions that can motivate one to, share the right information.
Wow.
Yes.
That's cool. Personally, my weekend was, I don't know. Let's just leave it at that.
That's how you're listening. I wonder where you weekend, is it fairly, is it boring, is it fun,
Okay, I like adventure, most night adventures. So my weekend was all about night drives. Daytime I sleep, nighttime night drives. It's the best time to explore where there's no traffic.
You really also need to tag us on that because
No. Night drive doesn't need more than two people. It's only the driver and you, the co-driver, only.
I can be the driver, or I can be the co-driver.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No. Let's.
The next weekend for
Maybe next weekend we'll be doing something. Anyway, today I just came across a certain post.
Yes.
Hey, people. What have you watched? What have you ever lied in your CV while doing a job application? No.
I might get fired.
No, I'm trying to, try and just say anything. Not necessarily like here, but somewhere else.
anything. Okay.
Something you've ever lied about in a CV.
I've never lied.
Okay, let's not use lying, but the ability, you felt like you can do this, something you have an experience, but you included it as your experience in doing it.
I think most of the times it's you always wait for the question on tell us about yourself.
No, I'm talking
what is your
about
hobby?
the CV. What you've
Yes.
written on the CV, like when doing job application. Something you feel like, me as Gyoshe, I can, let's say, I'm a comedian.
Okay.
You know, you put like you're a comedian, but you know very well you've never done comedy, you've never made people laugh, but you feel like you can do it. It's just an illusion in your mind.
I see that I play volleyball, but the truth is,
You can't. Now, this is what happens. Like, it's something I've just come across it, and I'm like, yo, people should stop doing this. So there's this guy. He's been arrested. He's 61 years old. He's been arrested after saying he's a veterinary. He's a vet. He's a vet, and was given a dog, Chihuahua. You know Chihuahua, which was pregnant. And what he did, he did a surgery. He performed the surgery on it, and the dog later died. And this guy, he like even had like like someone like a certified vet, but he's not licensed, but he's not. So he's been arrested.
but so the issue was the surgery, then the dog died. Or the issue was that he's not qualified.
Okay, first of all, he just posed as a veterinary. He is not a veterinary.
Oh.
No, you are like, I'm here. I'm
That's
like,
work.
at least Quack does. Some Quack has a little information. Now I come here and say, what can I say? Like I'm a nurse, or no, an optician.
Okay.
I say I'm an optician. So you are like, I open something like an optic, store and all that. So you come in and be like, my eyes has been aching, blah blah blah, and then I be like, you need some surgery, and then I do it for you, surgery, eye surgery.
Then you get blind.
You get blind, or you never see again. You get.
Yeah.
But I say I'm a licensed, optician.
And maybe you're even licensed.
And
but
I'm
the truth
not.
is,
I'm not even
you're not
anything
even
close.
licensed.
No, I'm a journalist. Yo, I can't be an optician. Now this guy has been arrested. Now, like some of the most interesting comments were like, "Hey, he lied on the CV and got the job."
Yeah, like someone who told me that CV ni makaratasi. People lie. So then what do you do to just ensure that whoever you're bringing on board is qualified? If you're not looking at the CV.
Okay, I feel like they should be having like a probation, either 1 month probation, 2 month probation. Like, you said you can do this, show what you can do. And most people have been like, okay, to the employers out here, it's just a piece of advice. I know, like, if someone has the potential and they're showing, I've ever been to an interview, you feel like literally this work I can do it, but you can't articulate the words, express yourself. But if you're given that work, you can do it perfectly.
Yes.
Now we have such people, and we have people who are mouth smart, but they can't do.
They have honey in the mouth.
Honey. Yeah, they give you everything. They even make you look at at a certain angle.
You're so comfortable.
You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're the best. But when it comes to delivery,
Just throwing out.
yeah. So I feel like people should be given like employees them, just give them a chance, see what they can do.
Yes.
I feel like it could be, if it could be possible, if you need only the position you need like 5 people, but those applicants are 20. Tell them you are all hired, but I'm giving you 3 weeks. The whole of you, the 20 of you.
Okay.
Then from these 3 weeks, I'll pick the 5 or the 10 I want. So let them work, rate their work, so who is the best performing, without even telling them what you're looking for.
So you
just give them something,
for a certain
skill that you're not telling them so that they pretend that's what they are. Let them be the original. So let them
you
do.
tell them I'm looking for this. They'll tend
Definitely,
towards that.
if you tell me you're looking for this, I'll wear that makeup and be that what you want. It's the same way as ladies. If a man asks you, what are you looking in a man? Never answer that question.
Why?
Why will I tell you what I'm looking for, then you be what I want for 2 months or 2 weeks and then change?
What do you want? See,
what do you look for in a lady?
That's very classified, but I guess if what I want is what I want, I should tell you what I want.
Okay, that's why I'm asking, what do you look for in a lady?
Something very simple.
Like?
Just be simple.
That's just something. It's like, how do we?
Complicated.
No, of course, just being simple. What do you mean by being simple?
Be you.
That's exactly what I'm trying to mean.
Then
yes, because if I tell you,
I'll tell you so that you can work towards it.
Now I'm telling you this. That question of what are you looking for in a partner, never answer that question. Let these people behave like just be yourself. Let him behave like I'll let you behave the way you are, so that I know, is this the kind of a person I want or not?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I tell you this, I need someone who will be calling me every after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Someone will be bringing me gifts. Someone will be doing this. You'll put yourself in that shoe, and you're not that type of a person. So, maybe you're a texter, big time texter, and you're not a phone caller. But you have to force. Once you've merged, you feel like, I'm tired.
So
and you quit.
Would you want it to be the same way for you? That I don't come and tell you what I want in a lady. So that
I prefer you not telling me what you want, but rather watching me and be like, really, is this what I ordered? Is this what I want? Does she fits?
I think the syllabus changed
very fast. Usikii tulitoka kwa mpoa sasa tuko kwa mtamu.
Just move from 844 all the way in CBC. You're like, how
yeah, actually it's for this is the last season.
Yes,
actually
last year. Actually. So
for class 8.
This requires 100% transition. So what's the idea?
Yeah. CBC, but I don't think they'll be given a chance to repeat because.
But I don't think it will be healthy. I think you just move on, and it will be.
But
fine.
my brother is in for class 6. No, class 8. He'll be doing KCPE. Anyway, it's fine. And there's this something else which has just left me wondering.
Okay.
What have you, like, in your lifetime of chasing a lady, what have you ever came across? Like, what's the most thing you've ever done that is crazy? Or something crazy that has ever happened to you in the long run?
I never did that for long. I wouldn't say I really did that because I grew in a setup of boys also. Home, school, we were all boys. So I don't think I ever got to a point that I chased so much and did those sacrifices that I hear people say. I think for me, kidogo, teremko.
Now there's this man from Subukia, Nanyuki. This guy has been jailed for 25 years.
Why? 25 years?
Has been jailed for 25 years. Now, like, he has been released.
So,
like, the issue here is when he was chasing a girl he wanted to marry, men understand this, because someone he wanted to marry. He wanted to marry. Then he was accused of robbery with violence.
Who accused him? The lady?
Now that's the big question. He's yet to come out and explain, It's
So to right now is when he's leaving jail or it's when he's being jailed?
he was jailed for 25 years. Now he's 49. Do your math. Now, meaning he was at 24 years. And now
Full age gone and you will never recover.
25 years gone. Now he's 49. He's a mbaba right now.
Yes. So
And imagine coming out of jail. He's like, let's say, 50 years. The lady who maybe he wanted is already married.
with
Kids, even grandkids.
kids.
Men.
And you realize how life moves. I think when you have the freedom, you don't realize how time flies, or
Mm-hmm.
But I think when the freedoms are withheld from you, afterwards that's when you realize, wow, time moves, and there are things you miss as you grow, as you move on in life.
Yeah, I know it happens. But who are we?
Now today we have just an amazing thing, and I think this will be an eye opener.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For many farmers, and even for anyone who wants to practice farming,
Mm-hmm.
and who wants to think of doing farming in a different scale. We're talking about precision agriculture.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how you can use precision agriculture to maximize your profits,
Mm-hmm.
minimize your losses,
Mhm.
minimize wastage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and speaking of farmers, yesterday our President William Ruto gave a quote that says that farmers are the most patriotic people I have come across. You cannot become a farmer if you don't believe in God.
yes, true. That's very true.
How?
That's very true.
Explain from your own understanding. You cannot become a farmer if you don't believe in God.
Not basically in that, but I think that the whole point is,
Mm-hmm.
for you to become a farmer, you really need to have a heart for farming, and because there are times you realize
Mm-hmm.
you will have your crops doing well,
Mm-hmm.
even without the so-said rainfall and the weather that is needed for that crop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there are times, remember when we were going to farming, my dad would go to the farm, we have planted the seeds and the rains are not yet, and I would ask him, so now we have planted, the rains are not yet, what happens to the seeds? And he always told me, it's not the rain that causes the plants to grow or for you to have a harvest.
Okay. What causes?
It's God.
But God come through, maybe in terms of rain.
Yes, it depends. It depends with how you look at it. Because I tell you, there are times as a farmer, you will have your farm, you plant your crops, but the rains don't come in the exact season you expected them. But the truth is, you still harvest.
Okay, so it's a matter of faith, or
It's
what
a
is it?
matter of what we're thinking. Have the right information. If the rains are not there.
I thought you are unaunga mkono, huh?
Ninaunga mkono kimpango kwa sababu definitely if you engage with farmers, they will tell you the truth. There are times the rains don't come. There are times you look at your farm and the seeds and everything you do, and you're like, so sure, it's not the fertilizer I did. It's not what I did. There must be something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that does not negate the truth that we need information. We need to be prepared.
Yeah.
We need to have, if you need a dam, if you need to have drip irrigation, any form of irrigation, any practice you need to bring on your farm.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't negate that.
And now today we are going to talk about precision agriculture. Remember, this conversation is not going to end here. Make sure you follow all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Farmers Media, Twitter at @farmers_, and TikTok at @farmers media. And also don't forget to visit our website www.afarmers.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at @farmers media, and let's get this conversation going.
Yes, it's just keeping the conversation, making sure that the voice of the farmer is heard. Precision comes from the word precise.
Precise.
We want to be sure. Okay? We want to be sure that what is the pH levels of my soil? What fertilizer or what nutrients or what do I need to do to this soil for me to get a yield?
Yeah.
So we want to be so precise. Okay? So that's the basic term of precise agriculture.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And I don't know what's the scope of the precise agriculture. I mean, it has a bigger scope.
Okay. I feel like this precision farming is the the advanced farming approach that utilizes technology, data, and analysis to optimize agricultural practices. What do I mean by this? It's a systematic. Using the system and data-driven approach to manage agricultural activities, and also enable farmers to make informed decisions and to improve productivity and also efficiency and sustainability in agricultural production.
Okay.
And let's say precision farming is going digital in terms of farming and agriculture at large.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was, I think it was a TikTok, someone was doing a vlog of nowadays, I think, I don't know which country, I think it was US or New Zealand somewhere.
Australia.
Where you can order a cab that is self-driven, like, how do I say it? No human is driving, you see? So that's a level of technology.
Wait. I'm still processing.
Yes.
You order a cab that is self-driven.
Yes.
Okay, the only thing I was telling you about it last week, is when you the Uber Eats. Like when you order food, it's the the robots that brings food. They deliver. They do the delivery. Yeah. Now it's imefika hadi kwa cabs.
Yes, you can order a cab that is let's say what, driven technologically or something. It is a modern technology that is advancing. Okay. It has been there, like when you're in a plane, the whole thing of autopilot. No one is on the wheel, but they are just there just in case. But it's on autopilot. So it's bringing this level of technology into agriculture, where a farmer can know where do I need to add phosphorus on my farm. I don't need to waste the whole batch of 50 kilograms of phosphorus fertilizer. There are specific places I need to do that.
To add, yeah.
Yes. There are specific places that needs something. What else?
Maybe nitrogen,
yes,
calcium,
yes,
yeah, all the nutrients that are available in the soil.
Even when you planted your crops, you're able to know which crops are more healthier than the rest. Where do I need to add more nutrients? That way, you save yourself a huge cost of doing the whole activity on your farm, but you have done it on a small portion. Yes, so that is what we call precision agriculture. Okay,
being precise.
Yes,
like straight to the point.
Get back to record keeping. I mean, from planting to harvesting, the whole issue of grading, where you have coffee grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, rice the same. You're able to do everything in a precise
manner. That's nice. Like, if we're like we are growing, like, I'm still wondering, those people with driving license in future, where are you going to take them?
Why?
We have something that is automated, like it can drive, take you to a place without you just board and put the location. And
there are people who will never want to have being on the car alone or on the cab, and you even don't know who is driving. The others who their adrenaline doesn't allow, they want to see someone. So
okay, there are those who doesn't like doing it. Like, some of us are lazy. We don't like driving. Okay, we can drive, but at most maybe 2 hours.
relax.
Maybe you're tired. You also want to feel the joy of being driven. So I feel like it's a good one. You should come to Africa.
Yes, I think Africa has, from the projections of many statistics that have been done, Africa has a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
But no, I feel like at the same time it's good. At the same time, chauffeurs will lose jobs.
Well, you cannot tell until when it comes. Probably by the time.
I'm just trying to picture because if you look at the western regions, not western in Kenya, but the west, in terms of the other countries, these people, even if like the way we do our harvesting here in Africa,
Yes.
we usually hire labor, from
Yes,
people to
laborers,
laborers to do the harvesting. But for them, they use machineries.
Yes.
Now you feel like, okay, for instance, I'm able enough and feel like instead of hiring laborers every year to do my harvesting, why don't I just purchase this machine to do the harvesting and all that? Now you find this machine when it comes to maize harvesting. This machine harvests the maize and shell it and package it. That is
A whole cycle has been
broken. Like it's just harvesting, while even others breaking down the maize, the stock into feed, animal
a
feed
lot.
at the same time. And this could be broken down to like people who could come to your farm, harvest, go shell, do the sorting, the grading and drying, then packaging. You could be paying them. And their families, they have families who depend on them.
Yes.
So I feel like the labor is somehow okay. It's a nice one because it saves time, because it's fast, but at the same time it's a disadvantage to some people.
Part of it is what we saw in tea farming in many parts of the region, where they brought
machines to harvesting.
And I think that was one of the reasons why the residents took to the streets.
Yeah, because imagine your whole life depends on tea picking.
Now, a whole section that had 7 people only needs 2 people to operate
the machine.
Yes,
only. Wow, it's tough.
I don't know. So we will ask, what are some of the importances of technology?
Okay. The advantage side for you and the disadvantage side.
Yes.
Like either you as a laborer, either you as a farmer. How do you feel about it? As a farmer, be like, okay, that machine, you should just do very fast. Saves time, and the amount workload. Yeah.
Yes.
But at the same time, that laborer depends who used to work for you and knows this season is harvesting season. I'll go to Mr. Josh
so he knows
to do the harvesting.
3 months.
They'll be sorted at a job.
I think it's a risk.
Okay. I'm telling you.
In terms of
well-being of some other people. Remember, these people have kids who are depending on them.
So does it mean if we continue advancing in technology, and I'm using the words of the president when he was giving the state of agriculture, the speech he gave beginning this month, and he said the agricultural sector employs 70% of all the employed people in this country. So if we go the technological way, does it mean we will reduce the number?
Definitely.
Or what happens?
If 70% depends on agriculture and you bring the machineries, this means only 10% will operate the machineries. Where did the 60 go?
Okay.
They lose jobs. Now imagine having this one tractor that it has a harrow, has a planter.
Oh yes.
At the same time, it drills the holes, as it has like a section to drop maize seeds like the planter, and at the same time it's pouring the fertilizer.
Yes.
At the same time covering the soil.
So you have
For like-
3 machines or 4 machines.
It's one, like it's a tractor, it just has to pull. The only thing it has to do is just change. Like the one which make holes, and then the one which will plant and apply fertilizer at the same time, and then the harrow which comes to cover the seed. Now imagine
Wow.
in 5 acres, or let's use 1 acre, whereby, or 2 acres, where you need like 15 to 20 people to do that. It's covered by within, like, it could maybe take maybe let's say from 6 a.m. maybe to around 2 or 1 for those people to finish. It only takes, let's say 1 hour, because of the changing and the changing of the machine and all that.
Oh.
Only, do you know how many people have lost their jobs? And maybe, for instance, you are paying those people, like, let me speak from where I come from. We were being paid like 300 per day.
Yes, an average wage.
An average.
labourer in a farm.
That is like $2 point something. The dollars a year has dropped,
Yeah.
like in Kenya. Now you can imagine.
Well, I think it's a risky thing, but I think it also comes with its own advantages, especially to the farmer. We're going to take a short break, and when we are getting back, we will be looking at what is
Precision farming,
precision.
like what are the activities that are involved, like the examples.
Yes.
Let's make you understand
Yes.
more about it.
and the technology that has come on board. Yes, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back. Welcome back. This is Farm Drive, and today we are talking about precision agriculture. You see, doing everything precise with what precise and full knowledge of what you're doing to a specific site and not just to the whole farm. Yes.
And in precision farming, definitely we are looking at the technology. What is the new trend and technology when it comes to agriculture? Something that never used to be there, but now it exists, and it has made work easier, despite the different views of how people are viewing it. Let's see what it takes. Everything good has its other negative side. So, but if the positive sides exceeds the negative, then we go with it.
Yes.
So
some of the examples of precision agriculture, the way you can practice this, is, as you have said, through the technological advancements that have been there. And a good example is when we are saying about GPS, aerial imagery, where we have
drones and satellites. When you when you were a kid, what did you know it was satellite?
Yes, satellite was. You see that those. I think they are communication stuff. The boosters.
No, yeah, you used to think that is a satellite.
Satellite. The boosters. I don't know if calling them boosters is okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes.
I used to be like, that's a satellite now, and then when you go, satellite has so many meaning depending on what context. Because if you go to space satellite is so different. Like, you'll be like, now.
Yes.
It's like, which
is
is
orbiting somewhere. It has the full glare of the Earth and other planets somewhere. Yeah.
So I was confused. It keeps on confusing me. But now the satellite you're talking about here is satellite in terms of agriculture. Like, you'll get to know and understand the role it plays and increase production.
So at times when you go to your farm, you realize there are different patches in your farm where if you're maize farmer, there are patches that are greener than others. Okay. So kuna ingine inakaa isi green inakaa
towards yellowish in a way, the leaves.
Yes, and there are patches. So we can use such technology using drones,
like
satellites.
First of all, let's start with this so that people get to understand what you're talking about. Those who doesn't, and in case you're joining us, this is Farm Drive. My name is Boss Queen, and of course, alongside
my name is Gyoshe
Mbogwa. Okay. Have you ever used a drone? Maybe because in media industry you have drones. Have you ever used drones?
Once.
Yes. But the funny thing is, drones comes in different shapes.
True.
Have you ever seen a drone that looks like a bee?
I think in movies.
Yeah. But they exist.
Yes.
They're drones which are very tiny. Like you can't even, they're being controlled, but they can take a video, a picture, capture the sound.
Longest.
Like, how, if that is being introduced in agriculture. Imagine, there's this guy who was giving it was a documentary I was watching. This guy has close to 10 plus acres planted, or he has planted pure pineapples only.
In Kenya?
No, I don't think it was in Kenya.
Okay.
But only pineapples. And he was explaining, now, imagine walking in a 10-acre length. You can imagine that how far that is.
Walking from one end to the
other. And you are monitoring pineapples. You know how pineapples are.
So, and if you say you're going to use something like a helicopter or something, it might not be efficient in picking, the smaller details of what is going.
That's why we need drones. Now, it was like when he was introduced to drone, it became so easy for doing a lot of things, because the drone, yours is just to control it from the comfort of where you're seated. Just know how far, like it can monitor each and every pineapple, like the pine, just go look at it, take a record. Okay, this one is ripe, this one is ready for harvesting, this one I think it's been attacked by a certain disease, it's supposed to be rectal.
So you don't have to walk.
You don't have to walk. If there is something, maybe there are pests and anything, all you need to do is just the drone. Like it can do the aerial view, capture everything, even to the closest point.
So from just having the drone going around, you exactly know the patches of some areas where your pineapples have been infested by
pests, maybe some, and even they are used as a source of security, because you can put a drone maybe like in form of a bird or just anything, and it just be going all around the farm. So in case someone comes to the thieves who normally attack farms to steal, you can always see them.
Yes.
Yeah, you will just see them with how they're coming, and you can just be alert and know what to do next because they can record everything, so you don't miss any details. And also, if you find out like in that farm, there's a place whereby the pineapples are not doing well, other places they are doing good. It's much easier for you to locate that place and be like, point C or point D, there's a problem. Now that's when you go through. And he had something like, I don't know how to put it, but you see those cars that usually rode by these people go to golf.
Oh yes.
Yeah, those
Yes,
one.
yes,
So
yes.
like a motorcade, something of that.
Or to go round.
Yeah, to go around, maybe like to that point, so it can really fit in between the pineapples
Oh,
because the spacing.
Mhm.
And the history of him doing the farming and planting and all that, he never used like the laborers. It was planted by the machine, so the spacing, you are sure
Oh,
the spacing is accurate.
yes.
Accurate. If it's 1.5, it's 1.5 all through the whole farm.
Yes.
Yeah,
So these are some of what we call precision.
precision farming. You are sure. You are like, if it comes to spacing, it's well spaced. The same accurate spaces, like the width, it's the same. And also, the precision farming, when it comes to seeds, germination,
Mhm.
there is this like, if there is a chemical applied to all seeds, it makes sure that this seed is like this chemical is at this percentage. If it comes to moisture content, you'll always know.
Oh,
Like this, we have a lot of machines to do the testing.
so if I catch you short, precision agriculture begins from the seed itself.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a way you can tell this is a spoiled seed.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good seed.
Yeah.
It has met all the conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this one is favorable for certain type of the climatic or the ecological conditions.
Okay. So there is this one can be planted in Kitengela because the weather over there is
Yes, the weather is.
yes. But this one
When
can be
other
planted-
places are raining,
Yes.
that place is drought, very dry. But I wonder why. But God is so creative.
Then Kitengela was also blessed with, or some of these dry areas were blessed with a lot of rocky places. So you export. We just stop it.
No. Maybe people need to know. They can come and invest, do some investments around.
And I think that is one thing that the government also uses, and I think that was also a question that was raised. That most of the times we don't have our cities settling in areas where agriculture can be done. So we come look at areas where the environment is almost the same as this area. It's dry, so that's where we can have people building homes. What do you call them? Estates, real estates. So that if there are any areas and lands that we can practice farming and do it wholly because the weather, the soil is good. It's also a way of planning the whole agricultural sector in a country or in a state or in an area. Yeah, so if I have a plot of land and there is one or land, there is one rocky side and the other one is arable for farming, then I can also use the same method. Build a house on this side, farm on the other side. Yes. It's part of what the government is doing, even as they do the so-called affordable housing. Those are some of the statistics they are looking at, so that you don't use all the arable land that can be farmed, and you build houses over there, and you could have done something else. So these are some of the things that the government is looking for. But one thing that mesmerized me as I was looking at the whole topic of precision farming is that you can operate as a farmer, you can operate on a sure bet basis, where your seed has been monitored.
Mm-hmm.
You have monitored your soil pH levels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to tell where you need to add more nutrients to that farm. You're able to tell which section or which patch of land that is infested by pests,
Mm-hmm.
which section of farm is ready for harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't need to go like I'm assuming the pineapple farmer.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to go around the farm looking at which pineapples are ripe.
Yeah.
From and it's also important to note that it's not just any drone that can be used for such activity.
True.
There are drones that are specifically made for that they can have their data, they can produce data,
Mm-hmm.
collect data, produce data, analyze it, and give you the final product.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also gives you a correction of what is supposed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Because these things, I just find the whole thing of technology being so, I don't know, I'd lack the best word to describe it, but it has just made the whole thing to be something small.
Something that was
It has been like something huge being converted to something like very small, and that's making it easy. Because if you look at how it was before initially, how things were used to be like going to the farm, going to the farm, walking. If maize, like you have to check. If there's pest, you have to go line by line, trying to see if there's an attack or anything. But there's not
some way that the maize will bud something that was moldish.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and that one is supposed to be uprooted.
Yes.
Imagine going to a 10-acre, trying to establish that. Leave alone that spraying itself.
And you have to go around. You are a potato farmer. You have 10 acres. You have 5 acres. You need to go all
No,
around
potato 10. Just start with 1
acre.
Just an acre. It's very tiresome.
Yes.
Because it's so huge. You will just go and get tired on the way.
I think if you have ever told me that there will come some kind of machines that will do potato harvesting, I think for me it was like
They exist.
And I was like, how? Yes, I saw some and I'm like, okay.
And they literally just pick from the ground, and the potato never gets any injury or I wonder how. I don't know, do they have sensors? I think if I get a chance to interview these people who manufacture or who, the industry, who makes this, the machines, the machineries, I'll be so happy. I want to know the criteria they use.
And what is even the, how did they even sit and think like?
I know.
That you can actually harvest carrot. The simple thing is carrot. Using a machine.
Carrots, beetroots, leave alone that. The first time the introduction of the milking gadgets came. People are like, a neighbor of mine back at home, she practices dairy farming and she has a lot of cows. And she had 10 milkmen. Yeah, you can imagine how many cows she had.
Oh.
And it's the hybrid cows, like Frisian, Asians, Jerseys, every breed had their own milkmen, because every breed produces different quantity of milk.
Yes.
And she was like, when some experts came to visit her farm, tried to talk to her, and they came with a sample of the milk machines. And they showed how it works. You know what she did? All these milkmen, I don't need them. I only need 2 milkmen. Those who,
from the 10.
From the 10. Those one who will be controlling and monitoring the machines, because the machines, like 3 minutes you're done milking. You just tie, like, I don't know, it's time kuvalisha. The cow teats, you just put the cow teats into that nini, the holes of the milk machine.
Yes.
Then direct it to where you want the container, milk container, or the gallon, and then just press it. It starts milking. Once it's done, like it just milks, get done. The milk is over. Go to the next cow, do the same. Like instead of using like how all like 2 hours doing the milking of all the cows,
Still within minutes.
like let's say at most 1 hour, you save the other 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that is what we call
Precision agriculture. It not only applies in crop but also in livestock. Let's say I think there's one in administering drugs in
Okay.
livestock, which is so easy. I don't know.
So you can tell if your cow is what is sick, has a weight.
Like I feel like there's one. I don't know. I'm not sure about how that is done, but I'll find a clip when you're going to do the part 2 of this or the part 3 of this,
Okay.
when you find the farmers and the testimonials of how they did when they practice this. I'm going to look for that farmer, and he explains to us how this is done, because it's the gadget I've ever seen a cow. But even artificial insemination,
Yes.
it's one of it, because
it's part of it.
I for instance, I have freshen. I need an Ashi breed. I'll definitely go and buy the semen for Ashi or Jersey, and come and do the artificial insemination. After 9 months, I have my own calf
So
of another breed.
You don't need to go around the village looking for.
Actually, that's what my grandma does. We have like almost all breeds of cows because of AI.
Look at how technology has.
But
simplified.
initially, you just had to go to neighborhoods, go travel, go find a bull.
You find a bull, you want a friend, but the bull around
It's like 20 kilometers away, but you have to walk.
A Frisian or whatever.
But you're not even sure if it's a Frisian or it's just an indigenous. But because people used to think that Frisian should just be black and white.
Oh yes.
So whenever you see a black and white, that's a
Like
Frisian.
that's a Frisian.
We have indigenous cows which are black and white.
So I bet that the whole technology has brought in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There is something called GPS and GIS.
Mm-hmm.
GPS is a normal thing that we know if you're lost in the city.
But people be like, what is just know the abbreviation
Yes.
GPS, but that is the global positioning system.
Exactly.
Yeah, in case you didn't know today, nimekuchanua. GPS is global positioning system.
Where are you in the globe?
Where are you in the global? I remember those days when they used to do you remember there is an year where these people used to visit homestead by homestead, having something like a drone, I don't know. They're trying to write, and then they lift it up, and then it locates and be like, what is this place called? What is your name? Do you have a title deed for your farm? Blah blah blah, and they indicate.
Yes.
Now, if I try and search my home right now, I'll find it on them.
You're like
GPS.
yeah, and you can see the
Like the size, the location. Yeah. It's so easy. But now, I'm telling you, tech has made the world like a small village. Like you can just imagine right now if you want to study something like maybe in the UK, Australia, you want to know something about a specific village. You just go and even locate it.
You don't-
Be like, no.
Tell me the name of that place. I just go, get the place. It's in Uganda, a specific place. It's neighboring this. the economic activities are
Yeah, this.
those people living in that area are these.
These are their
ethnic communities.
beliefs,
So
yeah.
simple.
Things to take. And now wherever we're headed to, I think I feel like the only favor they'll do to us is to make the same way we have personal cars where you can even have one passenger seat or just the driver seat and the co-driver seat. They make aeroplanes or helicopters.
No,
So just
what I'm waiting is for that season where you can have shoes where you can walk on it. I'm really waiting for that. Like, I don't need to go around the place. I just need to,
I just saw a video of someone trying to illustrate how to walk with Air Force.
Oh,
The Air Force shoes, the J1, I don't know, the J1 or the J5. Actually, you don't need to walk because it's an Air Force, you have to fly. And that person is like, I'm sure deep down he was holding something because how could you even? Anyway, maybe. Definitely. He was just trying to illustrate that you're not supposed to be walking, you're supposed to be flying.
I'm waiting for the actual Air Force shoes. Where if I want to go this direction, I don't need to go round. I just take a shortcut.
Okay, instead of making shoes like that, why don't you make wings for us?
No.
Yeah, we just wear them. Wings, and then you can just go. But anyway, we have parachutes.
Man, I can't wait to see what technology will have done, I think, in the next 20 years. I think we'll
not even 20, 10. In the next 10 years. Just mark this today and today's date. We'll come to review. Make sure you pin this somewhere. So that we come and review it because the rate at which the check is moving.
It's changing so
fast. And it's good. At least we are, things are becoming much easier. And we prefer that way.
Yeah, and as we said, technology is so much simplifying agriculture. It's simplifying the whole process. In that, I can have a whole database of everything that is happening in my farm. I can have a database of what nutrients do I need to add, what nutrients did I add last year, when did I harvest last year, how much did I sell, a database of everything you're running for.
And also it also checks the moisture content, like things to do with that. But there are beliefs that comes with that.
Okay.
We still have people who have beliefs. They'll always be there. Like for instance, the one I was telling you about my neighbor with the milking machine. It really raised concerns from the village.
Oh, no, the milk is now bad.
Yeah, that milk is not safe. How can a cow milk itself? How can a cow just stand and we are not used to that. We are used to hand milking. You're just seeing you washing the cow teeth, trying to talk to the cow, trying to soothe the cow so that it gives milk. And people are wondering how. It was a whole show.
You will electrocute your cows in the process and they will die.
But if it dies or the milk will go bad, blah blah blah. Like it was a whole story and all that. People are like, no, it's not good. You are, it's not the way that's not how you're supposed to do. The ancestors are not happy. But after quite some time, people got used to and others ended up purchasing the milking machines.
So how can we use GPS? The whole issue of GPS. I know, and I was saying most of the times you think of GPS, and you say it's a global positioning system. You only want to know when you're lost. But how can we use it for the advantage of us farmers? In that we have these gadgets, we have the drones, we have the satellites. We're able to locate our farm. We're able to locate what we call the geographical data of our farm. So there are places it's arable, there are places they are rocky. You see some of these systems. It's all about using the geographical data for us to know some of these things. There's something we call site-specific management. That one is when you have used your drone So you know a specific site
Mm-hmm.
has this problem, requires this for me to have an output, for me to have something something different from the current. Okay, a good example is say you're a maize farmer, so you know there is a place kwa shamba kuna mahali unajuaga there is like a small portion that if you plant maize, that portion never produces good yields. So some of this technology comes to help us to identify those areas, deal with them, and get an output.
Yeah. So that's the purpose of GPS.
Yes.
And also, I think it plays a vital role in mapping and surveying.
Exactly.
Whereby, it's used to create like the accurate field maps and the topography surveys, whereby it helps farmers understand the layout and the characteristics of their land, and also the maps assist in decision making, where you can do the drainage planning and land management. Where your land is, like shamba yangu inafika hapa
na imeinama.
The topography. Topography is the going high, down in the So like you get to know about it. So the mapping and the surveying, it's very important because it also, I feel it reduces the issue of land, where we have land issues when it comes to land grabbing and such, because it reduces this, whereby your farm and your neighbor, this is where your farm reaches and this is where the neighbor's farm reaches. So in case it's called the beacon.
Someone moved it.
Moved it 2 steps, towards you or towards them. It becomes easier. So thanks to GPS.
You can also look at the routes you're going to use when you're getting to your market. As simple as that. So you're able to know that if I go this way, there are mountains, there are valleys. So I can use another route. There is what we call remote sensing technology. This is what we said about drones and satellites. We spoke about GPS. Then there is what we call satellite imagery. We have talked about that. There is what else? Remote sensing data analysis. Where the data that has been collected by any of the machines that one is using, any of the machines, you are given an analysis, so to say. So you know that a specific land requires a certain kind of fertilizer at a certain level, and it becomes so easy for you to understand it. It also helps you to know where you need to do something called crop modeling, where you need to take care of the crops in a different way. If it's maize, you need to do the weeding, and that stuff. It helps so much to know where your plants are overcome by weeds.
And also the remote sensing, I feel like it said that it helps to detect the crop variation in health indicators such as the chlorophyll. That was the word that I never used to pronounce. And most of my Kikuyu friends never pronounces it right. So the chlorophyll content of the water levels, and this data is processed, and the farmer is in a position to know, chlorophyll is due to light. If the light is low, then definitely the production is low. When the light is high, the production is high. And the chlorophyll is what gives the plant the green matter.
Yes.
So it makes the plant to be green. So definitely it gets, makes the farmer be aware of what is going on, and if there's something that is supposed to be corrected, an action is taken. And farmers are advised to visit or see the agronomist for further advice or for some correction to be done on the farm.
So most of the times these technology, and especially as we speak about these machines, they are enabled by what we call this the sensor technology. Sense. I know most of the times we think of sense, but where we have as you're saying about moisture, you can know the moisture level. We can the technology can sense the level of moisture in a seed, the level of moisture if you're doing the greenhouse in your soil and the rest. So they're what we call sensor and data collecting devices. See, there is what we call, and this has brought about the weather stations, nutrient sensors. You're looking at two different types of produce, and you can tell one has nutrients, the other doesn't have
nutrients, or it has but not enough.
Yes, and that is why at times you can tell if one is suffering from diabetes, you can tell them take this one, don't take this, because there is the sensor technology that can tell whatever is required by a diabetic person can be found in a specific thing. There is what we call pH sensors. We always insist you need to test your soil.
Always.
Yes.
At all costs, before doing anything, before planting or thinking of cultivating anything, test your soil first. Be aware of what is suitable for that pH. If it's low, make sure you balance it to moderate. If it's high, make sure you reduce it to the moderate stage.
So this is what we call precision agri, where you're running your agriculture as a sure bet. You know the pH level. There is also what we call crop health sensors. I mean, they are vast of these things, and most of the time, things we might be using them. We might be using them. There is what we call pests and
disease monitoring sensors.
My crop has these characteristics, so you take it to a research center. They are doing the research and they can tell the problem is this and this.
And most of the time when it comes to the monitoring of the pest and disease, the sensors, most of them takes if they're on your farm, they sense and they capture a picture, so that if you share that picture somewhere, someone might be having the same problem, and it's easier to communicate and be like if you experience such a problem in the picture below, these are the signs of this, and this is maybe the cure, or this is the action you're supposed to take next, so that it makes it easier for the problem to be curbed once it's shared. Yeah.
And I think there was a time that case arose in, I don't remember, but I think it was some parts of Rift Valley, early before Corona hit. The farmers had some type of a pest that looked like, don't have the exact, but there was a type of pest that really was disturbing maize farmers. And most of them took pictures, like, I have this problem. And it was like a public outcry. Trans Nzoia all the way.
Yeah. The what are they called? Nzige.
Not Nzige. There was a certain green. Do we call it?
Caterpillar.
Yes.
Caterpillar. Oh.
A certain kind of a green, and they were trying to spray. It was not working until there was a public outcry on the social media and the mainstream media until the government intervened. So most of the times when you're going through some of these things, I think, and you don't know how to go about it, I think it's wise enough to ask for help, even in our own social media handles, and even at the designated places by the government, the government officials and the government farms. I think most of the times, and I say it again, we are looking forward for advanced technology where you can plant, you can do weeding, you can, what else? You can harvest, you can prepare, package, brand for yourself. I think that's what we call the full cycle of your produce is taken care of.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is what we call precise farming. So I think the last time we said most of the times you used to see drones in cartoons, but right now we can experience them. You get to your social media handles and you're looking at some of the Western countries. They're using heavy machines to run their farm operations. I think that is where we are looking forward to. And I guess it's important, because I'm reminded it's important to understand that the whole the precision farming does not only involve machines, but it involves every step. As you said, it all begins from the seed. The seed you're planting, is it tested? Then
is it certified?
Yes, certified. Then to your soil, is it tested? How is the pH level? Okay. Then after planting, what else comes in? It's all about weeding. So instead of going around the farm, we have technology that can tell you there are specific places that there are weeds. You need to weed. You need to do that. There are pests. So you can run your whole agriculture as an enterprise, knowing where you need to concentrate your might and your resources.
Wow.
Yes.
That was so clear from one and only Gyoshe.
That's my name.
At least today I'm pronouncing him well.
Yeah, I'm telling you, most of the people who pronounce my name, I'm like, yeah. Serious.
Hoshe. It's Hoshe. It's Hoshe. I was told in some countries, J is pronounced as H.
Which country is that? That must be... No, I wanted to say China, but it's not.
So, if you if you wanna pronounce, maybe if you are called Japheth is called Hafeth. If you're called Jackie, it's Haki. Yeah, Hoshua.
Oh, okay. That sounds nice. That sounds nice. It sounds nice.
Hoshua.
Yes.
Okay. I know one called Julius is Julius. The one is which I don't know, Juan. It's written as Juan, is pronounced as Juan. Or Juan.
One. Depends.
Hey. Anyway, I'm a proud Kenyan, whereby every letter is, we don't have silent letters. We rarely have silent letters.
We have silent letters. Kiswahili. I think we have one.
Which one?
No. I was trying to say when THE. Yeah, I think we pronounce every letter as everything.
But I think there's one which is always silent. I'm trying to figure out. I used to know it back in high school.
But there is no X in Kiswahili.
X. Okay. Yeah.
And Q.
Q we have.
Which one is it?
Kaswida. Yes.
What is that?
In Muslim, I think they understand.
That's a Kiswahili word.
Yeah, Kaswida is, I think it's a type of song. But for Muslim, Kaswida on wedding something. I'm not sure.
It's not borrowed from any other language.
No.
It's original
Swahili from the coastal.
Oh.
Kaswida. That one I know. You check. We have that.
It's demanding. Anyway, what are some of the advantages as far as technology is concerned when we're talking about precision farming? I know most of the times we speak and say technology has come with its disadvantages, but what are some of the advantages, especially to a farmer? Because you said when technology comes, it does away with a bigger chunk of laborers. Then what is the advantage of advantage of technology to a farmer as far as precision farming is concerned?
Okay, I feel like it's brought accuracy, for especially when it comes to seed planting and all that. For instance, when doing seed metering, the seed metered, they're so accurate because you're sure that after 1 meter, I'll find a seed after one, unless something happens that they never germinated. But that will be the range. And also, when it comes to planting, they are just seed populations. It makes it gives you an accurate way of knowing in 1 acre you need this seed population. Like these are the amount of seed you need. Like also give you in figures so that you are sure about the number of seeds you're going to plant, and you can also estimate the harvest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so there is accuracy. So you're so sure. That is when you're planting. In harvesting, accuracy.
Okay, in harvesting, like for instance, if you have done it before, then you're sure of the next. When you in the next season, you'll be sure of what you're going to get. If you do really practice what you practiced like initially, you'll be sure.
You can predict.
You can predict easily and know this is what I'm going to get. And also in terms of real-time monitoring, the systems about the sensors, the monitors, they provide real-time feedback.
Real-time information.
Yeah.
It's like right now I want to check my bank balance. So
it gives you accurately.
So you definitely, I want to check the moisture level of the seed, my farm. That it's so easy.
Yeah, like it gives you it allows the farmer to identify any issues or deviations during the planting process, such as if in case there's skips or doubles, and take care of any corrective actions takes immediately. Yep. And also due to the GPS guidance, it's easy for you to allocate the planting. Like maybe the seed rate straight in the rows, maybe we go this way.
Yes.
At a certain point, this is what happened. This way, the GPS guidance, it guides you and you get to know how to go about it. Yeah.
In terms of climate and weather prediction, it has come in handy, so that every time in the morning breakfast we can check how we probably expect the weather to be. So the whole
weather forecast, yes. As a farmer, you're being prepared of what to do next, and also it gives information on what is supposed for you to plan, what to plant next. The weather, the climate, how the climate is changing, what is the most suitable crop for you to adapt towards planting. Maybe let's say it will be rainy and you feel like it will be a short-term rain. Definitely you have to plan something that is short-term.
Okay.
If it will be long-term, definitely you have to plan for something that is long-term. So I feel like the introduction of climate, the climate prediction and all that, it gives you enough time to prepare in terms of what to plant and how to go about it when it comes to planting.
In terms of packaging, branding, and that is on preciseness. You're so sure of what grade is packed, what nutrients are packed, how the branding has been done. So running it in precision, running it so sure it becomes so easy and it becomes encouraging as a farmer as you do some of these things. I think part of the last segment that we'll check as we look at some of the advantages of that has come in handy for a farmer as far as precision agriculture is concerned. It's in terms of you can provide a safer growing conditions for your crop. In that you have tested the pH level, you have certified the seed itself. Okay, you have certified the seed itself. You have tested the pH level. You can easily tell when there are pests. You can easily tell when you need nutrients. and you can easily tell when it's time for harvest.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're creating a safer environment for even your crop, away from the whole issue of stress. And I think this is a common thing when we were doing farming. When the maize is green, and I know you come from regions where maize is planted. When maize is green, green it, but at least you can get some for ile tunasema mahindi choma. So that's when you're going around the farm and you can tell there are patches that are greener, others are not greener. And if you want food for the cows or the animals, you can go to those areas, chop some and
also you identify those that others have the maize cob is full, but others have the maize cob is just doesn't have a lot. It just have maybe it has a lot of gaps. We used to call them mapengo.
Yes.
So if you find like some of them has just cut them off because they can't grow more than that, they can't develop more than that. So we have to chop them off.
I think it's so advantageous running your farm that way. And I think as a farmer, you don't need to begin and think about a big machine that comes. We need to begin from the certified seed itself to the
and
fertilizer
soil.
Yes, to the soil.
Soil is the core. Soil is the core. Like in everything you do, consider testing your soil.
I think I'll do that. I'll do that at home because I don't know when was the last time my neighbors and at home people really tested.
Don't worry. In case you're asking where you can test your soil and you have those questions running in your mind, maybe how can I do it? Because you keep on talking about soil testing and all that, you can just drop your comment wherever you are and ask. We will direct you to any soil testing company available within your location. We got you covered. That's why we are here for you.
That's why precision agriculture as far as environmental conservation is concerned.
Yeah, like it reduces the waste and the use of harmful chemicals. Therefore, the agri-tech helps to reduce negative impact on the agricultural and the environment and the local ecosystem. This is whereby you reduce the use of a lot of chemicals.
Yes.
You're being monitored. Yeah. So when it's more of trying to practice organic farming, but we reduce the chemicals because everything is monitored. In case they have a certain disease that is how will you say,
it's new
and it's easily transferable. You detect it early and an action is taken so that to avoid the transfer and all that.
That one is so fond with the chicken.
Yeah, mostly with chicken. Actually, there's this disease. I don't remember the name. But okay, I'm not good in poultry, but I'll think I'll bring someone. We will have to host someone.
Yes.
I know of someone. Martha do best in poultry.
She's good.
Poultry. She's good with poultry. So she'll be our guest one of these fine days and tell us about poultry, more about. So make sure if you have any questions, prepare them. Let them be there. Be ready for her because she has almost all details. She has practiced it. She's she has done it, and she's a consultant in poultry farming. So definitely she has all the details we need.
I need to talk to her.
Yeah, you should.
Yes,
There's a time we had a conversation and she was like, majorly for me, I can talk much about poultry than the crop farming.
Oh. So, but you have never practiced poultry farming?
Myself?
Yes.
I did many times and it failed. The first time I invested with my school fees and it failed. I know.
I think you're amongst the
risk takers.
Not even the patriotic Kenyans that the president will say. That you get a loss.
Educated farmers. Yeah, imagine.
And you're still willing to do it again.
Actually, right now I'm very ready to start again. Just a matter of time when the career.
What happened? What happened?
it was, and I remember telling this story. Do I need to repeat it? If my mom comes across it, she'll kill me.
She knew you used school fees.
She has never known up to date. I'll just have to tell her one day.
So what happened to that?
It was me and my aunt. It's the deal we made. And they were like, the school fees, remaining school fees, we need to make money.
Okay.
And December being a year of, making money and all that, since we're finishing Form 4, we still have the school fees we haven't paid. But you will pay when you go for clearance. By then you'll have your money.
It was after Form 4?
No, before.
Before Form 4?
Yeah, before even start for my exams. So they were like,
so you're in school,
yeah, well, I'm business oriented.
Okay.
So what we did, we went, bought chicks and the feeds. We made we made sure like we prepared the where the chicks will be staying and all that. Let me tell you, they were close to, I think they were 2 months. Then Odysseus came. One morning we just woke up. We found all of them. They're just having droops. Their wing droops. And we're like, now what do we do? Trying to find out, what do we give them? Before we could realize, it was a wave.
Oh.
All of them. They were 30.
I'm sorry.
I know. We didn't have a choice.
Just know you're patriotic.
But no, that was not the end. But that was not the end.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, now we've lost, but you're not going to give up. Now she went to Wachama, borrowed loan, came again. We made sure now this time round we've had enough consultation.
Okay.
Spraying all over, making sure there's no pest, no disease can come across, making everywhere is clear so that you start. We started again and it boomed. They did very well.
So the second
We
time
sold,
we
sold the chicken. They were so big, so some of them became broilers. They were giving eggs.
Okay.
And that's how we boomed again. And my money, I recovered mine, and she kept on, paying the loan with the eggs and all that. So by the end of the day, I came back to pay my school fees, and it was done. So when I came home, also I was like, now, shush, why don't we try out some chicken farming
I've done
again?
it before,
No, I never told her I've done it before. I said auntie. We were doing it with auntie.
Okay.
So we started. We boomed again. At home then, at least first of all, we bought 40 chicks just for a trial because she wasn't sure. Because I'd done agriculture and I was sure I had the knowledge and all that. So I was like, why don't I put it into practice? At least 10 died. It remained with 30, but they did well. At least because Kitale is very cold. And it needs have to supplement them with heat.
Okay.
And all that. But they did well. Yeah. Up to now, I think apparently she has chicks, but the ex-Kenyeji. Yeah.
So where would you say precision agriculture lies to a poultry farmer from what you learned?
Poultry farming, there's a lot from feeding, to medications, to monitoring the vaccines and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it fits in there.
Also, it's a whole process.
Yeah, it is.
But
The same way you would do for crop farming, it's the same way you're going to do for chicken, livestock, aquaculture, and all that.
So, but is it worth?
It is worth it.
Doing all that?
Yeah,
Because
it is.
sometimes I remember when I went for some young chicks, I had gone to pick them, and this guy was telling me, you need to do this, you need to vaccinate them.
Yeah,
do this.
vaccination is the first thing you have to do.
So
because if you don't,
Mhm.
maybe
You-
just be on God and be like, God, just protect them, of which I'm not sure of the percentage that will work.
Oh.
Yeah.
So apparently there was one farmer who was telling me, let's move hizo vitu zote nini. So this guy told me, you don't do this, you do it at your own risk. Because you will come back here and blame us. We are the ones who gave you
The wrong chicks.
the wrong chicks, but you didn't follow
Instructions.
the instructions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me tell you, farming is a game whereby it has risks and gains. And when you gain, you're a billionaire. Remember, our president is a big farmer of poultry farming. You know, he used to tell us he farms, he keeps chicken, and the daughter told us she was selling eggs. Yeah, so, you know, the coordination, the relationship. I feel like, for me, in terms of farming, if you've decided to do farming, just do it wholeheartedly. Let it come from your heart first. Once you are certified that it's from your heart and you're willing to do it, then be money oriented. Like, yeah, I'm doing it from my heart, but for the sake of money. Love it. If you love it, start by loving it, it's going to be easy.
It's just like this young man who wakes up and loves his job. He never has the stresses in the morning, oh, I'm going back to the same job and the rest.
Yeah.
It's something you love, and anything that comes in,
you're good. Any challenge, you'll be like, oh, it's fine, I'll just solve it. Look into it. Very at ease. You're just at ease, you know. Yeah.
Final question before we close it. I think this is a question that I will ask. When it comes to the whole issue of artificial insemination, can I choose the gender of, you know, the young calf, or, you know, the young one? Can I choose the gender, or is it 50-50? I don't know.
Okay, I'm not always sure if we can, but to an extent, I think the way we have established and the way technology is moving, I'm sure there must be a way where you can do that. They'll check the genes.
So
I think there should be a follow-up of this male, of the male that produces the semen, and they'll follow the history according to the semen they've been selling.
Okay.
And they've been giving out. So they follow up the history. Oh, we give you this, the AI was administered to this cow, and during delivery, the cow has delivered maybe a male or a female. So through that history, you will get, if there's just been male, definitely you know this is a male, a bull that produces males. If there have just been female, then there's a possibility that this one is the female. Then if they have been alternating, then just have to be like, whatever comes.
Grafting. When we graft, can we group it as part of a precision agriculture?
Okay, grafting in terms of crop grafting.
Both, all of them.
Okay, yeah, because grafting, this is when you take a sample of another fruit, come and join to another fruit, then you have the same tree giving you two different types of fruits.
Is it too different? But
it gives a better taste.
Yes.
Better taste of what is.
So if you're doing a lime and an orange,
you get
a lemon and an orange,
you get a citrus.
At least you get something better. Can we group it as part of what we're talking today?
Okay, of course, precision, this is like the tech, the advanced. And initially you never used to have that. People used to believe if it's an orange, it's an orange. If it's a lemon, it's a lemon.
Yes.
So definitely there has been an advancement whereby you can mix the two and get one which is more advanced. Yeah, we can go that.
Wow, that's nice. Because I think at times when we look at some of these terms, we are looking at something big. But the whole issue about precision agriculture is what I think most farmers have also been doing. But I think
they should improve.
Yes, improve and also and enhance it, and embrace the whole issue about precision agriculture.
Yeah.
So that when you said it's a cycle from the seed that you're planting, certified, to your soil, to your harvest, to your weeding, the whole process.
Yeah.
And I think if we do that way, we'll be running our enterprise, our farming as an enterprise. So it all involves about collection of data, analyzing the data. So simply meaning, what is your pH level? You've collected the data, you analyze the data. You're like, the pH level is high on acid, then you make the right move by making measures that will reduce the acidity level in your soil. From that to your seed, to the whole issue of pests, to the whole issue of spraying anything you're doing on your farm, to the whole issue of adding nutrients, you need to collect data, analyze the data, and make a decision. And that is what we call precision agriculture. Yes.
And now, I think that's a wrap up. And it's not only in farming of, the, what do you call it? Not only in the normal, like the crop farming, but also both in livestock, aquaculture, horticulture. It applies everywhere.
Yes.
Both in livestock, you can check out and see what are some of the advancements you need to make. Where do you think you need to reduce the labor and increase machinery? Or what is your view? What do you think about the invention of the new technology towards the maximizing of production?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next Monday, we'll be focusing on some of the challenges of adopting the whole issue of precision
farming. Yeah.
Does it have the other negative side? Aside that we have not touched on today, and we will also be looking at precision in terms of VRT, that is what we call variable rate technology, and many others.
Yeah, so make sure if you are following up on this, we have at part 2 of this next Monday. Make sure you catch up right here at Farm Drive and Farmers Media, where we connect, learn, and grow.
So it's a new week. Final words for the new week.
As from me to you, I'll just leave you with one thing. You'll be needed when you have what is needed. So, be aware.
I don't know how I should close such a session with such nice words. You'll
be needed when you have what is needed.
So you'll not be needed when you...
Like, why will I need you where you don't have what I need?
Wow.
Yeah, that is the way it is. So you'll be needed when you have what is needed. And that's what keeps me going.
Wow.
It keeps you going because you're unbothered. Don't just take yourself there. Don't make yourself so present. Saves time, saves energy. You'll be needed.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. You'll be needed when you have what is needed. I've been your host, Boss Queen. See you tomorrow, same time, same place, right from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Wow. It's a beautiful. Thank you for joining us on Farm Drive. It's always a pleasure being your host. And it's a new week. Just to remind you, stay positive, be expectant of something good, and set your mind for winning and conquering the mountains that are ahead of this week. I've been your host, Gyosha Mbogwa. See you tomorrow, same time. Have a blessed evening.
Bye.
A budget is an overview of the costs and incomes of your business. Let's say you want to grow potatoes on half an acre. First, note down all the things you'll need in order to grow your crop and find out how much they cost. For instance, certified potato seeds, 24,000 shillings. Fertilizer, 6,000 shillings. Labor, 3,000 shillings, which gets you to a total cash spend of 33,000 shillings. Say you'll harvest 150 50-kilogram bag of potato, which you sell at 1,000 shillings each. That gives you total cash earnings of 150,000 shillings. Now, this is a really important part. Work out your profit. Subtract the total cash spent from cash earned. In our potato example, that works out at a profit of 117,000 Kenyan shillings.